Welcome to a postseason edition of Battle Axe. I'm Joey Danya inside the Bustin Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque, Iowa, to bring you all of today's action. We've been waiting 7 weeks to get to this moment. 16 competitors are going to put the season on the line, and one champion will be crowned. If you're new to the program, here's how our postseason tournament will work. It's a double elimination tournament, and after 16 players go head-to-head, we will crown a champion. Let's take a look at the brackets. Here in the A bracket, the number 2 seed is Chris D'Onofrio. He's going to take on the 16 seed, Nancy Kramer. Jim Haas will take on Kyle Gall. Casey Nines will go head-to-head with Heather Gall. And Casey Buell will take on Stephanie Prine in a 4-12 matchup. The top overall seed is the defending champion, Matt Bradshaw. He'll take on Gina Feenstra. Cody Brimmeyer will take on Brandon Feenstra. Eric Schizzle will go against Seth Grass. And Angie Miller will take on Hannah Perkey. As we get set to go, let's throw it down to our 11 seed, Heather Gall, for her goals this postseason.
I'm just hoping to get in the top 5. Last tournament I got 3rd place, so I'm hoping to get top 5. There's a lot of better contenders this season than there was last, so.
All right, thank you, Heather. Best of luck here today in our postseason double elimination tournament. We are set to get this thing underway. The postseason starts right now. Heather Gall bringing her hatchet to take on Casey Laser Wolf Nines. It's an 11-3 matchup here in the postseason of Battle Axe. As always, I'm joined by my partner in crime, Bobby the Blade Bradford.
Joey, we've been waiting 7 weeks for this, and it should be good.
There is nothing quite like postseason axe throwing, Bobby.
Absolutely. Double elimination. Everyone's fighting for the life on every throw.
5, Heather.
It's really nothing like it.
Casey Nines getting his postseason started with a bullseye. Heather Gall, a nice start to her postseason. It's a 5 for Gall.
And both these competitors were in the fall league. They are familiar with the tournament settings, so Heather made a really nice run last year.
Absolutely, as did Casey Nines. He made it all the way to the championship where he lost to Matt Bradford.
Yep, came down to a kill shot for Casey. I'm pretty sure that's stuck with him this entire time.
Yeah, he's been itching to get back here into the postseason, and he's off to a nice start. He's got a 2-point lead over Heather Gall.
Another nice throw by Casey.
Bullseye, Casey. 3, Heather.
It's another bullseye for Laser Wolf, his second this postseason. He extends his lead to 5 now after 3 throws.
Yeah, the hatchet getting away from Heather there a little bit, but still room for her to come back in this game.
Yeah, a lot to go in this one still.
5, Casey. 4,
But as we saw last week, though, Casey was really peppering in those bullseyes and 5s,
this is gonna be your 5th
and carried that over
Heather,
into the tournament.
16,
Yeah, and
Casey,
Casey Nines rarely makes mistakes. He's going to look to put this one away here.
Ooh, and there we see Heather and her competitive nature coming out.
Heather, the hatchet going.
She's
not for a kill shot.
No, she was goading Casey to go for the kill shot.
I misunderstood. So it's a 5 for Nines and a 5 for Gall. And Nines hanging on to that 6-point lead after the first half of this one. Heather the hatchet with some work to do in the second half.
It's a nice throw by Heather.
4, Heather. 4, Casey.
So they trade points once again, and for Nines, that's just fine. Mm-hmm. Heather Gall absolutely cannot trade points.
Yeah, Casey's in a position where he can match Heather's points, of course. But Heather needs to start being a little more aggressive here.
Now, what's new this season is that at any point, a player can go for the kill shot. So at some point, you would have to think that Heather Gall's going to have to take a gamble and go for the kill shot to try and get back in this one. She's now down by 7 points.
Well, and Heather did go down to the B bracket last year and did work her way all the way back up to the A bracket. So very impressive run for her, and she knows that familiar feeling. But I don't think we'll be seeing a lot of the kill shots in the first round. Once the double elimination comes into play, I think that's when we're going to see it a lot.
That's the nice thing about a double elimination tournament. Even if you come out and have a bad game, it's not over. You've got a chance to come back in the B bracket.
Yep. And Heather, with her familiar run that she did in the fall league, she has to have that in her mind, and she's prepared for it if she needs to.
Yeah, 3, Heather.
Well, Casey Nines with another bullseye. He is really playing at a high level right now. He's leading
All
by
right, this is your
11.
last throw. Heather,
One
you're at
throw to
36.
go. This
Casey, you're
one
at 47.
all but over for Casey Nines.
Yeah, if I were Heather here, I would actually go for the kill shot just to get the practice in. You know, just
Absolutely.
You know the throw's not going to matter either way, but you know that you might need a kill shot down the road.
Heather, bullseye Casey.
So another bullseye for Casey Nines, and he gets his postseason started
Heather,
with
you ended up
an
39.
impressive
Casey
win,
with 53
to 39. Well, to no surprise, Casey Nines comes out strong to start the postseason. 4 bullseyes here today, 5 fives, just 1 4. An impressive win, 53 to 39, Bobby.
Yeah, just a great start for Casey Nines in this tournament. Really what you want to do when you're starting off this tournament is just put up a nice, impressive number. Very consistent. I mean, you can see no threes in his score, so just a great showing by Casey.
As for Heather Gall, she puts up 39. She'll have to work her way back out of the B bracket, but right now, let's throw it down to our winner, Casey Nines, for his start on this postseason.
All right, first game was good, came in strong. I'm hoping we continue that throughout the rest of the night. I know the opponents I have later are going to get tougher, and the games are going to get tougher, and it's going to get closer and closer to that, so I got to stay focused the rest of the night.
Casey Nines moving on in the A bracket. Heather Gall dropping down to the B bracket, where she'll try to work her way back into the A bracket. Let's throw it down to Gall right now.
I mean, that happened the last season. I ended up playing 9 games total and ended up with 3rd place. So, I mean, it is a battle, but I feel like maybe more games I play, the better I do.
So Heather Gall, she's been here before. She knows what it takes. We've got much more Battle Axe still to come here this postseason. We'll be right back after this on MC22. Welcome back to Battle Axe postseason style. I'm Joey Danya at the Bustin Axe Throwing Range, here as always in Dubuque, Iowa, for this postseason action. It's a double elimination tournament. 16 competitors are putting it all on the line, and today we will crown a Battle Axe champion here in this Winter League action in the WATL. So far, it's been all chalk in our A bracket. It's been Chris D'Onofrio taking down the 16-seed Nancy Kramer. Meanwhile, the 6-seed Jim Haas advances over the 9-seed Kyle Gall. Casey Nines, we just saw earlier, he took down Heather Gall in the 3-11 matchup. And the 4-seed Casey Buell also advances. He takes down the 12-seed Stephanie Prime. We're set to bring you our next matchup, but before we do, let's throw it down to our next competitor, Brandon Feenstra, on his outlook for his first matchup.
Should be a pretty close game, I'm hoping. I think as far as scoreboard goes, I think he's like the next person above me, so it should be a pretty close game, I'm hoping.
Brandon Feenstra hoping for a close game and hoping for a win here to start his postseason. Let's get right to the next matchup. It's going to be Brandon Feenstra with a confident smile on his face, and he's going to take on Cody Brimmeyer.
If you guys want to touch tips, you can
Brimmeyer and Feenstra touch tips for good sportsmanship, as always, as is with tradition, Bobby.
Absolutely. Touching tips for good sportsmanship and hoping for a good matchup.
We're underway. Brimmeyer throwing what looks like a 4.
Cody, 4 Brandon.
And it's a 4 for Brandon Feenstra as well.
Yep, as Brandon was saying in his interview, both these players are really similar scoring-wise and in the standings as well, so it's going to be a tight matchup.
Twilight's a good
Absolutely. We are looking forward to this one here.
Looks like the axe got away from Cody there a little bit, but Brandon can't capitalize.
3 Brandon, 4 Cody.
Yeah, so Brimmeyer actually gains a point there. He's got an 8-7 lead.
Yeah, again, they're both new competitors to the tournament as well, so I'm sure there's some jitters going on.
Yeah, there's definitely just a different feel when you get to the postseason and the entire season is on the line.
Absolutely. It's something you can only describe to players, you know, that haven't participated in the tournament before, but once you're under those lights and you can feel the pressure of every throw could be your last throw, you just, there's nothing like it.
This is why we play the games. Cody Brimmeyer trying to build on his lead here. against Brandon
Four,
Feenstra.
Brandon.
With a nice throw there. It looks like a
Bullseye,
bullseye.
Cody.
It is a bullseye for Cody Brimmeyer.
All right, this is going to be your 5th throw. Brandon, you're at 15.
So
Cody,
just
you're at
like that, a
18.
1-point lead becomes a 3-point lead for Cody Brimmeyer.
Yeah, Brandon's still looking to find that bullseye throw. Getting close, though.
4, Brandon, 4, Cody.
Yeah, Brandon Feenstra is still unable to really get things going here on the offense. He's yet to
All right,
throw
switch.
anything better than a 4. He's going to have to turn it up a little bit here in the second half. He's trailing by 3.
Well, Joe, we've talked about it all season long. Rhythm is so important when a player is throwing. So once they find that
Four,
bullseye
Brandon,
throw,
four, Cody.
hopefully they can maintain that and carry that over to the other matches.
Yep, momentum certainly a huge part of this game. And right now, Cody Brimmeyer using his momentum to try to put this one away. 4 throws to go. Brimmeyer leads it 26-23.
Looks like a couple nice throws there, and Brandon might have found his bullseye stroke there.
Brandon, bullseye. 5, Cody.
Indeed he did.
So there you go.
He needed that. A big-time bullseye for Brandon Feenstra. He gets within 2.
Another nice thing about the tournament style is that we get an audience, so there's a little more of a peanut gallery going on than in our normal league matches.
Yeah, a lot of folks just couldn't pass up the opportunity
Four,
to
Brandon,
watch
four,
this
Cody.
unfold in person. The crowd is electric right now.
Yeah, so now Cody with a 2-point lead going into the 9th throw. Again, I don't think we're going to see both players get super aggressive with a kill shot or anything like that. They're just going to try to keep putting points on the board.
4, Brandon.
That's a great throw from Brimmeyer in a big-time
5, Cody.
spot. It's a 5. He leads by 3. 1 throw to go. Will
All right, this is your
Feenstra
last
go
throw.
for a kill
Brandon,
shot?
you're at 37. Cody, you're at 40.
You can see him thinking about it a little bit, but they'll live to play another day down in the B bracket.
So he's not going to go for the kill shot, but he throws a great axe right there. That's awfully close to a bullseye. It might be, but Brimmeyer with a great throw as well, and that
5,
will put it
Cody.
away.
Yeah, we're going to get a ruling on this. If just for nothing more than moral support,
Can't really see. If you wanna come up
Absolutely.
there.
And the final score,
Get a closer
Eric Schizel's going to come in and get a closer look. You got to see red on both sides of the blade.
Okay. Bullseye, Brandon.
So Brandon Feenstra ends his matchup with a
All right, so
bullseye,
Brandon, you
but
ended
comes
at
up just a
43.
little
Cody
short.
won with
Cody
45.
Brimmeyer is the victor, 45-43. Well, we figured this would be a good one, and indeed it was, Bobby. Cody Brimmeyer just a little more consistent in this one. He comes out by a very slim margin, 45-43.
Yeah, Brandon just took a little too long to find his bullseye stroke, but he did end up finding it there on the 7th and 10th throw, so something he hopes to carry over, I'm sure, into other matchups. But just a great job by Cody Brimmeyer to come out and be aggressive and be consistent.
Yeah, and in these tight games, you have to wonder how much is Cody Brimmeyer playing his own game versus thinking about what Brandon Feenstra's doing. For more on that strategy, let's throw it down to our winner right now. Here's Cody Brimmeyer on his strategy this postseason.
I'm actually thinking about it less now for some reason. Before, I thought I was playing against the other person, and now I'm just kind of trying to do my own thing and just throw the best I can. I'm not even paying attention to what they're throwing, honestly.
And that strategy is working for Cody Brimmeyer thus far. He's moving on in the A bracket. Let's throw it down now to our 13 seed in this postseason, Hannah Perkey, for her outlook and her goals.
Yeah, I just want to throw well. That is my goal today, period. No other quorums, ifs, or buts. My expectations I previously set have not been met, but that's okay. It's a new night, so we are trying again.
It's a new day and a new season here in the postseason of Battle Axe. We're set to get things going here in our next matchup. Let's bring it to you right now. Hannah Perkey set to take on Angie Miller. It's a 10-13 matchup, and we're looking forward to it, Bobby.
Yep, and as usual, Hannah wasting no time getting right to throwing the axe.
For Angie, for Hannah.
So Miller and Perkey both throw a couple of 4s. This should be a good one, Bobby.
Yep. Couple of 4s there to start. And again, Hannah really just has to put the season behind her and look at this as a completely new season here in the tournament.
That's what makes the postseason so fun.
4 Angie, 4 Hannah.
Anything can happen.
And anybody can beat anybody, right?
Yeah, and we've seen that.
We've seen that throughout the league this year. And again, another beautiful thing about this tournament is just new life. Even after one loss, you can still find new life. But a nice throw there by Angie.
5
That's a
Angie.
5 for Angie Miller. And we've got our first lead of the day. Angie Miller leading 13-12 over Hannah Perkey. There's a good throw from Perkey.
There it is.
And
3
that
Angie.
throw from Miller gets away.
5 Hannah.
So there you go. The tides have turned already. And it's just a great
All right,
throw
this
there
is
by
your
Hannah.
5th throw. Angie, you're at 16. Hannah,
Yeah,
you're
her
at
best
17.
throw of this postseason. She takes a 17-16 lead. Another shaky throw there from Angie Miller.
Angie,
Yeah, you can see
2,
the axe
Hannah,
kind of getting away
4.
from Angie a little bit, and Hannah just doing a really good job of staying within that 4 circle. Nothing's been too far off.
You switch sides.
Yeah, as Miller is struggling a bit, Perkey is taking full advantage. She now leads by 3 after the first half.
Getting another nice throw by
drop,
Hannah,
Angie.
and kind of wheels
For
coming off for
Hannah.
Angie a little bit.
Yeah, Angie Miller scratching her head there. She's trying to figure out what she can do to get back in this one and get into a groove because time is running out here.
Yeah, you can see Hannah with a nice compact throw, really consistent scoring so
For
far
Hannah.
to start
3
off the
Angie.
tournament. So something that she's going to want to carry out throughout the tournament.
Yeah, consistency, the name of the game, and it is working right now for Hannah Perkey. She's got an 8-point lead, just 3 throws to go.
And as you can see with Angie's throw there a little bit, you can see the blade
For
kind of
Angie.
going in at a slight angle. That's what's going to create drops, Joey.
3
And
Hannah.
as you can see with Hannah's axe, it's going kind of straight into the wood. It's going to minimize those drops.
Angie Miller does land it in for a 4, so she's getting back on track, but very little time to go in this one. Just a couple throws
4
left.
Angie, 4 Hannah.
It's a 4 for Miller, a 4 for Perkey. She's got a 7-point lead, just 1 throw to
and
go.
this is your
Will
last
Miller
throw. Angie, you're
go
at
for a
29.
kill
Hannah,
shot
You're
here?
at 36.
Not confident in the kill shot. So they're going to just put points on the board here.
4 Hannah, 4 Angie.
But again, another great throw there by Hannah to stay within
Angie,
that
you ended
consistent
at 33.
ring she's been
Hannah,
thrown
you
in.
won at 40 points.
Hannah Perkey celebrating a win, 40-33. So a very consistent round here from Hannah Perkey to put up a 40. She wins it by 7 over Angie Miller.
Yeah, just a great consistent round by Hannah. She really never got outside of that 4 ring, so something she's going to want to take from this match and carry out throughout the tournament, because those 4s can become 5s and 6s in a flip of a switch.
Yeah, and that's the big difference. That's how you win those games against some of our top seeds. Angie Miller, she's got to get some of those drops and throws that are getting away from her to just get a little closer to that inner ring, and she'll be right back in things in the B bracket.
Absolutely something that she'll be working on going into the next matchup.
Let's take a look at the bracket where we stand right now. Our top seed, Matt Bradshaw, no surprise, he advances over Gina Feenstra. Elsewhere, it's the 7 seed, Cody Brimmeyer, beating the 8 seed, Brandon Feenstra. We just saw that one. Eric Schizzle, the 5 seed, taking down Seth Grass. And as we just saw, Hannah Perkey also advancing. Here in the B bracket, it's Nancy Kramer taking on Kyle Gall. Heather Gall will take on Stephanie Prine. Gina Feenstra will go head-to-head with her husband, Brandon Feenstra. And Seth Grass will take on Angie Miller. We've got much more action to bring you straight ahead on MC22. Welcome back to Battle Axe, postseason edition. I'm Joey Danya here at the Bustin Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque, Iowa, to bring you all of today's action in this double elimination tournament where we will crown a Battle Axe champion. It's been an exciting start here to the postseason, and we're just getting started. We've got much more still to come, but before we bring you more action, let's take a look at the brackets and where we stand. Chris D'Onofrio, the 2 seed, took down the 16 seed, Nancy Kramer. Big Jim Haas, the number 6 seed, advancing past the 9 seed, Kyle Gall. Elsewhere, it's the 3 seed, last year's runner-up, Casey Nines. He moved on past the 11 seed, Heather Gall, and the 4 seed in this tournament, Casey Bullseye Buell, advanced past Stephanie Prine, the 12 seed. This is a double elimination tournament, so nobody's tournament is over just yet. Let's throw it down to our 3 seed, Casey Nines, for more on where he expects to finish this postseason.
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, the stakes are a lot higher than last time. These newer members have, I mean, they've shown great commitment to the game and in raising up and getting their scores up high. They're tough. So, I mean, I really don't know. I'll be curious myself.
Nines off to an impressive start this postseason. Earlier today, he took down Heather Gall 53-49 to advance in the A bracket, and now Casey Nines will look to advance once again. He's going to go head-to-head with Casey Bullseye Buell. It's a battle of the Caseys here this postseason.
Yep, a classic matchup here in our Battle Axe League action.
Yeah, a couple of very familiar faces. Both of these guys have been around since the Fall League. And Casey Buell laughing a little bit. That's not the start he wanted here this postseason.
Absolutely. Axe getting away from him a little bit, but again, he didn't miss by much.
No, and not too much damage done because it was just a 4 for Casey Nines.
Yeah, Casey coming into the tournament, he has been throwing really well.
Casey.
He had a great week 6 action, and week 7 wasn't bad either.
Yeah, and he picked up right where he left off here this postseason, putting up a round of 53, but Buell and Nines off to a little bit of a slow start. They haven't really found a groove yet, but there's a great throw from Nines. It's a 5, and it's a 5 from Buell. So right on cue, they start to get into a rhythm.
Yeah, and you can tell with these two players, they're making adjustments on each throw. So you can see they're just locking in on that bullseye, getting closer and closer.
4 Nines, 4 Buell.
And we've talked about it before, but the
right,
rhythm
this is your 5th
is so
throw.
important.
Buell,
So
you're
once
at
they find
16
that
nines, you're at
bullseye
5
rhythm or
seed.
that 5 rhythm, they want to maintain that and do everything they can to repeat and repeat and repeat.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much for these two to get into a rhythm. They haven't quite just yet, but
Bullseye,
that can
Casey,
happen in the
Bullseye,
postseason. Sometimes you just got to get the nerves out of the way, and now they both throw bullseyes here to finish off the first half of this one. Casey Nines leading it 23-22 after the first half. They switch sides, and we're underway here in the second half.
5 Buell.
And again, there you can see
5
both
Nines.
players really starting to lock in on that 5 ring. Again, a mentality that they've kind of had to work on throughout this league is even if they don't hit the bullseye, that 5 is so important.
Another great throw from Casey
Bullseye
Nines. He
for,
throws a
Buell.
bullseye. Buell throws a 4. Nines turns a 1-point lead into a 3-point lead. Just 3 throws to go.
You see how dangerous these players are once they get locked in. That 4 was just a killer for Casey Buell there.
Bullseye,
Buell throwing a bullseye, and he
5
needed it
Nines.
badly there.
Does get back a point, so it is a 2-point lead for Casey Nines going into their 9th throw.
Yeah, Buell certainly right within striking distance now. Just 2 throws to go, though.
And that's just what happens when your opponent doesn't make a lot of mistakes. It's so hard to climb
Bullseye,
back into the
Buell,
game.
Bullseye, Nines.
These two really starting to get into a rhythm. A couple
right,
of
this is
bullseyes
your-
on their 9th
this is
throw.
your last
1 throw to
throw.
go
Buell,
now.
you're at
Casey
43
Nines
nines,
leading
you're
by
at
2.
Needs a mistake by Casey Nines. Does Casey Buell, and
So Buell waiting for Nines to throw, and he cannot
Buell,
shaking
get
his
it
head.
done.
4
Casey Nines puts it away with a 4.
All right, Buell, you ended at 47.
Laser
Nines
Wolf
won
wins it 49-47. So Casey Nines coming out on top here once again. He's off to a 2-0 start this postseason. Meanwhile, Casey Buell will drop down to the B bracket.
Yeah, it's a nice adjustment by Casey Nines, starting off a little slow with those 4s, but really kind of ended that game really strong to put up a score of 49. And Casey Buell, just that 3 to get the game started, just wasn't the start that he was looking for.
Yeah, it's not about how you start, though. It's about how you finish, and Casey Nines finished this one strong enough to get the win.
Yeah, really nice job for him to come back and make this thing close, and had a shot in the 10th throw.
Yeah, and certainly a 49, a very respectable score. That'll win you a lot of games here in Battle Axe. Let's take a look at the updated A bracket. It's Chris D'Onofrio, the 2 seed, advancing past Big Jim Haas, the 6 seed. Big Jim Haas will drop down to the B bracket. Elsewhere, it's 9s. Moving on. Hannah Perkey here in the B bracket will take on Kyle Gull. Cody Brimmeyer will take on Stephanie Prine. Casey Buell now dropping down to the B bracket where he will take on Brandon Feenstra. And Big Jim Haas, the 6 seed, will take on 14 seed Seth Grass. We've got much more Battle Axe coming up right now. Casey Buell, the season on the line for Casey Buell in the B bracket, as it is for Brandon Feenstra. Feenstra and Buell touch tips for good sportsmanship, and we are ready to go.
All right, so we got our first do or die matchup here. The loser of this game will go home.
4 Casey, 4 Brandon.
So Buell and Feenstra with a couple of 4s to start this one. You know the nerves are always flowing in the postseason, but even more so when you get into the B bracket and it's win or go home.
Well, and we talked about experience in the tournament before. Having that,
Casey,
that
for
previous
Brandon.
experience for Casey Buell of knowing what it's like to play for your season has to be an advantage here.
Yeah, Feenstra, of course, a newcomer to this league, but he's made an impressive start here this season.
Oh, yeah, a great thrower in the league is Brandon, and that's a nice throw there.
Bullseye, Brandon.
Feenstra with a bullseye.
Going to get a look. I think it's a 4.
I would say 4 Casey.
Looks
He's
like
going to
it
ask
is.
Casey to come in and get a
Yeah.
closer look.
If you want another one.
Let's see. Initial ruling is a 4. Casey's given it a once-over. And with the season on the line, you want to double-check all these points. So you want to make sure you get it right.
Here comes Chris D'Onofrio to get a closer look.
Chris is a WATL certified judge as well, so he can make the judgment here. It's kind of like having an umpire crew in a baseball game.
I said a 4. I'll bring my flashlight.
So we want
So
to
we're
make
going to
sure.
get a flashlight here to get a closer look at this one.
I mean, it's just that little bit of sliver of the wood that you want to be able to see. So
And you've got to get these calls right in the postseason.
it looks like they're going to maintain it as a 4. Casey Buell's going to have to forget about that throw and focus up.
So Feenstra now leading by 2 points.
Another close throw there by Casey Buell, and
Let's see.
Brandon with another nice
Brandon.
5 there.
Brandon Feenstra starting to feel
5
it here.
Casey.
Casey able to match points with him, though. Very close throw.
All right, this is your 5th throw. Casey, you're at 17.
So
Brandon,
Brandon's
you're
in
at
the situation.
19.
He's got to keep that pedal down. He's got to keep that pressure on Casey Buell. Keep putting up points. It looks like he did.
5 Brandon. 4 Casey.
Brandon Feenstra with another 5. He's really getting into a rhythm. He's leading by 3 points after the first half.
Yep, switch.
Now they'll switch sides and get set to go here in the second half.
Yeah, Casey Buell just not finding that bullseye in the 5-stroke that he was in the weeks leading up to the tournament. So if there's ever a time to turn it on, Joey, now's the time.
Season
Four
on the
Brandon,
line,
5
Bobby.
Casey.
And Casey Buell with a nice throw there. It's a 5. Brandon Feenstra with a 4. So
Giving
Buell chipping away a little bit now.
Yep, giving up a point is Brandon, and so it's really important for him to focus up. And if Casey gets locked in, he has very little room to make a mistake.
Yeah, Brandon Feenstra can't let Casey Buell
Bullseye,
hang
Brandon.
around because Buell is just too good of a
4
player.
Casey.
Feenstra needs to capitalize on his lead, and he does. It's a bullseye. He's now leading by 4 with just 3 throws to go.
Well, I think that's the third 4 Casey's thrown that was so close to being a 5. So how much that can make a difference in a game is
Bullseye Casey.
Yeah, it's
4
really a
Brandon.
game of centimeters is axe throwing. And Casey Bullseye Buell living up to his name here now. His first bullseye of the day, and it couldn't have come at a better time. He gets within 2 with just 2 throws to go.
right. He's going to need to keep locked in like that. And again, just off the mark.
4 Brandon. 4 Casey.
So tough ruling there
All
against
right,
Casey
this is your
Buell.
last throw. Casey Buell, you're
He's
at
gonna
40.
need a bullseye.
Brandon, you're at 42.
Brandon's going to need to throw a 4 if Casey wants to have a chance to stay alive and keep his season going.
It all comes down to this. The season on the line for Buell and Feenstra.
Strong throw there by Brandon. And a strong throw by Casey. We're going to need to get a look at that.
Yeah, this is going to be very close.
Don't think it's going to be
If that's
enough.
a 5 for Feenstra, it'll be over.
4 Brandon, 5 Casey.
So it's a 4 for Brandon,
All right,
but
Casey,
a
you ended
5
at
for
45.
Casey
Brandon, you
Buell,
won at
which
46.
means Brandon Feenstra is staying alive. He wins at 46
Good
to
game.
45. What a matchup that was, Bobby. It all came down to the final throw, and Brandon Feenstra is moving on. Casey Buell, the season is over.
The season's over for Casey. Again, just a slow start, in comparison to what he's been doing leading up to the tournament. He was able to turn it on, after the turn. But give all the credit to Brandon Feenstra, keeping the pedal on the metal and putting the pressure on Casey Buell.
Yeah, very impressive round here from Brandon Feenstra, and not quite the scoring that we're accustomed to seeing from Casey Bullseye Buell. Feenstra staying alive and moving on in the B bracket. Let's take a look at the updated B bracket, where it's win or go home. The 13 seed, Hannah Perkey, advances past the 9 seed, Kyle Gall. Perkey will take on Cody Brimeyer, who beat Stephanie Prine, the 12 seed. Elsewhere, it's Brandon Feenstra advancing past Casey Buell, the 4 seed. Falling to the 8 seed, Feenstra will take on Big Jim Haas, who was victorious over the 14 seed, Seth Grass. Jim Haas, the 6 seed, looking to keep the season alive in the B bracket. Brandon Feenstra also looking to keep his season alive. He's going to go head-to-head with Big Jim
All right, you guys
Haas.
can begin.
Haas and Feenstra putting it all on the line right here. This should be a good one.
The David and Goliath matchup
4
here.
Jim, Bullseye
Yeah,
Brandon.
Big Jim Haas.
Brandon keeping that bullseye stroke going. Really nice start to this game.
Yeah, he throws a bullseye. It's a 4 for Jim Haas.
Yeah, so Brandon really got into a great rhythm there with his match versus Casey, and that's the other thing too. Keeping that flow going in the tournament is really important.
And you see under that mask there of
5
Jim Haas,
Brandon.
he's got the playoff beard going. He's not shaving until he wins an Axe championship.
Well, you don't put up a record of 26-3 without a little luck, so I'm assuming that's a superstitious beard going, and it's done him well.
Big Jim Haas, certainly a fan favorite here at the Bustin Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque, Iowa.
It's a nice
5
throw by
Jim.
Jim.
His best throw of the day, it's a 5. He gets within 2 now of Brandon Feenstra.
Yeah, Jim's been throwing just a great axe. In the fall league, we saw him dealing with a little bit of drops, but those have been non-existent in the league this year.
4
Yeah,
Jim,
that is
4
nothing but a
Brandon.
distant memory at this point
This
for
is gonna
Big
be your
Jim
5th
Haas.
throw. Jim, you're at 17.
But
Brandon,
Brandon
you're at 19.
Feenstra has a 2-point lead here after 4 throws.
Yep, Jim just not able to capitalize on Brandon's mistakes there. A nice throw there by Jim.
And now earlier we saw Feenstra winning by the slimmest
5
of
Jim,
margins,
Bullseye
46 to 45 to take down
All
Casey
right, well, have you
Buell.
switched sides?
So he's starting to get some postseason experience. He knows what these close games are like. He knows what it takes to win. We'll see if he can keep the season alive here against Jim Haas.
And that was just a great set of throws there by both players. Jim with a great throw to put up a 5, but Brandon, cool, calm, and collected, hit a bullseye.
Yeah, you
Brandon
would
4,
not know that
Jim
Feenstra
4.
was a newcomer to this league because he's playing like a veteran, just like Big Jim Haas.
Absolutely, and Jim's still within striking distance. We've seen Brandon throw 3s before. So, Brandon throws a 3 and Jim hits a bullseye. This thing's all knotted up.
There's a good throw from Jim Haas. We'll see how Feenstra
4
responds.
Brandon.
Very close to a 3, but it looks like the bottom half of that blade is sticking in the 4.
5 Jim.
Close to a 5 for Jim Haas, and it is.
There you go.
So Jim Haas picks up a point. He's now trailing by 2 with 3 throws to go.
Yes, just within shouting distance is what you want to be. You don't want this game to get away from you. But it's all the pressure's on Brandon here to maintain this lead.
4 Jim.
But again, 4s are not going to cut
Brandon.
it if you want to come back in this game.
Now, Jim Haas cannot be trading points with Brandon Feenstra right now. There's just 2 throws to go, and Feenstra has a 37-35 lead.
One of the better matches we've seen Brandon throw. 2 6s already and really confident throwing right now.
Yeah, coming off a round of 46, and he's playing well here once again, and that's a great throw for Brandon Feenstra.
5
It looks
Jim,
like a
bullseye,
bullseye.
Brandon.
It is a bullseye for Brandon Feenstra.
All right, this is your final.
So Jim Haas
throw.
throws a
Jim, you're at
5, and
40,
Feenstra
Brandon, you're at
says,
43.
I see your 5, I'll raise you a bullseye.
I'll raise you a bullseye. Now puts Jim in a tough situation. He's hoping for Brandon to make a mistake. Otherwise, he has to go for a kill shot, and that's a tough decision to make.
Well, he's not going to go for the kill shot, and Brandon Feenstra delivers
Brandon
a
bullseye.
dagger. It's a bullseye to put it away.
All right, Jim, you ended
Brandon
at 44.
Feenstra
Brandon, you won at 49.
Takes down Jim Haas 49 to 44. Well, we saw Brandon Feenstra keep the season alive with a 46 to win by 1 over Casey Buell, and then he just elevates his game even more. He puts up a 49 to end another season. This time it's Jim Haas going home.
Yeah, just taking down opponents one after one. But, yeah, Brandon just a great job of carrying over that success he had in the game versus Casey Buell to really set the tone versus his matchup with Jim Haas.
Yeah, Feenstra is starting to get into a postseason groove. He's moving on in the B bracket. As for Jim Haas, well, he'll look to rebound again next season.
Yeah, he'll lace them up again, and I'm sure we'll see him in the next season.
Yeah, Jim Haas not ready to ride off into the sunset just yet. Cody Brimmeyer has advanced in our B bracket by taking down the 13 seed Hannah Perkey. And then down on the other half, we just saw Brandon Feenstra defeating Jim Haas. So now Brandon Feenstra and Cody Brimmeyer will await their opponents. Those opponents will come from the A bracket, losers that will drop down into the B bracket.
Yeah, both players will get a chance to kind of take a breather and wait for the A bracket to kind of play out and see who their opponent will be.
All right, we're looking forward to it. Much more Battle Axe straight ahead. Welcome back to Battle Axe, postseason edition here at the Bustin Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque, Iowa. I'm Joey Danya, bringing you all of today's postseason action. It's been a great start to our tournament, and we've got so much more still to come here as we look to crown a champion here in this Winter League season in the WATL. Let's take a look at the updated bracket here. The A bracket, where our winners advance. It's Matt Bradshaw, the top seed and the defending champion. He advances past the 7 seed Cody Brimmeyer. So Bradshaw moves on. He's going to take on the 5 seed Eric Shizzle. Eric the Scope Shizzle advances past the 13 seed Hannah Perkey. Elsewhere in the A bracket, it's Chris D'Onofrio advancing past the 6 seed Big Jim Haas. So D'Onofrio moves on. He's going to take on the 3 seed, KC Laser Wolf Nines. Let's throw it down to D'Onofrio right now for his progression this season.
Huge progression. I was so nervous, like just not ready for that pressure. And now I just sink down and do it, you know? Like I don't worry about what the other person's doing. I don't worry about the last throw that I threw. I just focus on here now and hopefully I throw good.
D'Onofrio throwing very good as he looks to bring home a championship. Casey Nines also looking for a championship, but can he do it?
It could happen. I mean, I'm having a good night so far. Practice was great. The first game was great. If I can keep that up, then I might be able to hang in there. So, well, let's see.
Nines and D'Onofrio, 2 players feeling very confident this postseason and 2 players performing at a very high level. Now we're going to get to see them go head-to-head. Casey Laser Wolf Nines, the 3 seed. He'll take on the 2 seed, Chris D'Onofrio here in a blockbuster postseason matchup.
All right, you guys can
Yep, we're
begin.
going to see the Dagger in action versus Laser Wolf, and just going to be a classic matchup.
Yeah, we've been looking forward to this one with great anticipation.
5, Casey.
And they're off to a good start.
5, Chris.
Couple of 5s for D'Onofrio and Nines.
Yeah, Casey threw a really great game against Casey Buell. Chris, obviously a very strong competitor. These guys don't make mistakes.
Casey Nines, of course, finished runner-up last year. D'Onofrio, a newcomer
4,
to this
Chris.
league, and he comes
5,
right into this
Casey.
league, and he's playing like a legitimate championship contender.
Absolutely. And we're going to see Casey Nines just taking an
Want me to
extra
look
look
at
at it.
Okay.
We got to get, every point is so crucial. So if you see a little something, you're not going to hesitate to call for a second opinion.
So Nines gets a 5, and he takes a 1-point lead.
5, Chris.
Couple
5,
more
Casey.
5s from D'Onofrio and Nines. They're really playing at a high level right now. And they'll look to get some bullseyes going here after 3 throws.
Yeah, I think it was one of the hurdles that a lot of players had to kind of get over as the season was going, that the 5 seemed like a failure in comparison to the bullseye. But those 5s are just as important,
5, Casey.
when you're throwing up 4s and 3s and everything like that. Those 5s can
5,
create the
Chris.
point differential that you're looking for to really score well.
Yeah, you just want to consistently throw 5s and then hope as many
right,
of
this
them
is
as
gonna be your
possible
fifth throw.
land in
Chris, you're
that
at
red and get
19,
you a
Casey,
bullseye.
you're at
Absolutely.
20.
So many players were so accustomed to throwing 6s, they took a little bit of adjustment period to get used to that 5 ring.
Bullseye, Casey.
Blazer
5,
Wolf
Chris.
with his first bullseye of the match. He extends his lead to 2.
So again, finding that rhythm, then maintaining it and repeating it over and over again, so important for every player in this tournament.
We'll switch sides and we'll see what effect that might have here in the
Bullseye,
second half of this
Casey.
one.
Yeah, you
5,
see
Chris.
Casey, though, with a nice bullseye there, creating a 3-point lead
JoJo Steve on the back.
versus Chris the Dagger D'Onofrio. But we've seen Chris come back so many
yes.
times in these games,
It's pretty,
throwing
but
daggers.
she's
So
gonna
let's see if he has it in the tank.
Back-to-back bullseyes from Nines, a chance at a unicorn, but can't hit a
4,
third
Casey.
consecutive bullseye.
Or-
Meanwhile,
yeah, bullseye,
D'Onofrio throws his first bullseye of the match, and just like that, it's a 1-point game.
Yep, right on cue. Chris saving the dagger for the time he needed it the most. Let's see if he can continue to build on that. Ooh. I'm going to see the bottom half of that axe. That might be a bullseye.
It is a
Bullseye,
bullseye
Casey.
for Casey Nines, his 4th of the
4,
match.
Chris.
So as quickly as you can erase a lead, you're back in the hole here for Chris. So he needs to refocus, something he's been doing a great job of all season long, and see if he can put some points on the board.
Check that. It's just the 3rd bullseye of the day for Casey Nines.
4,
I'm getting
Chris.
word from our
Bullseye,
producer
Casey.
in my ear.
And you can see there, Chris just shaking his
All
head.
right,
He
this
knew
is your
that
last
4
throw.
was
Chris,
just
you're at
a
43.
dagger.
Casey, you're at 48.
And right on cue, Nines does throw his 4th bullseye of
Chris
the
for a
day.
kill shot.
So he now leads 48 to 43.
And I believe Chris is going for the kill shot here. Ooh,
0, Chris.
that shadow's
Awfully
a little
close.
shadow's deceiving.
5, Casey.
So Casey Nines with an impressive round of 53 to take down D'Onofrio, 53 to 43. Well, Chris D'Onofrio is the new up-and-comer in this league, but Casey Nines is the old guard, and Nines gets the win, 53 to 43.
Yeah, Casey just threw an incredible game there with 4 6s from his 5th throw on. So a really nice job to put up a score of 53. And Chris will have to go down to the B bracket and get a taste of what it's like to try to fight your way back into the A bracket.
Yeah, Chris D'Onofrio looking to keep things alive in the B bracket. Casey Nines moving on in the A bracket. Let's throw it down to our top overall seed, Matt Bradshaw, on the pressures of being a defending champion.
I can't think of that. Last tournament, last season was last season. It's all brand new. Got a bunch of people that have improved throwing, a bunch of new throwers out here, so you have to be on top of your game. So I'm just trying the best I can to throw my game, and however the axe lands, it lands.
The top overall seed looking to make it back-to-back championships. He's going to take on a very familiar opponent, Eric the Scope Shizzle.
No, we got some serious competition ahead. Real serious competition. If I see it the way it's going to go, it's going to be me, Bradshaw, and then Bradshaw going down. I think I beat him in practice, but not ever when it mattered. So definitely going to have to get a little more serious. Not so much goofing around, but we're all having a good time, having fun.
Eric the Scope Shizzle, undaunted by this postseason and the defending champion, Matt Bradshaw, the 5 seed, feeling confident and looking to win it all. But Matt Bradshaw is the defending champion. The Magic Man is going to go head-to-head with Eric the Scope Shizzle. It's a 1-5 matchup, and it should be a dandy, Bobby.
Absolutely. As the old saying goes, to be the best, you got to beat the best. And it's not practice anymore.
And look at the back of that uniform from Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw. Great pants, and he's got his name on the jersey.
Absolutely. The man is stylish. He's always guaranteed to bring that to the game.
Format.
You know that the Magic Man is always going to throw well, and he's going to dress well as well.
It's a really important call here to start off the game. That's a very close to a bullseye.
Yeah, good Chris.
And this is so important here in a postseason matchup. Chris D'Onofrio will come in to get a closer look.
Yeah, again, with these matchups now, as we're getting closer and closer to the finals here, every point is that much more important. So
it is a bullseye for Eric the Scope Shizzle. What a start for the Scope. He's up 6-4.
yeah, great way to start there for Eric. Anytime you can have a lead against the Magic Man, that's a great feather in your cap. So let's see if he can build on it.
And we'll see how the Magic Man responds.
Format.
Bradshaw frustrated right now. Not throwing the way he would like to.
Yeah, you don't normally see Matt that far off, you know.
He's got his hands over his head, feeling the pressures of this postseason and the pressures of trying to go back-to-back.
So here we are, 2 throws in. We've had the double check it twice now.
Yeah, these officials are earning their paychecks today. Eric Shizzle's putting them to work.
I think it's in on that.
Yeah, again, it's you have to be able to see that red on both sides, and there's a tiny little black line that goes around the bullseye ring as well. So even if you can see that.
And Eric Shizzle gets another bullseye. He wants a closer look just to be sure.
Well, the Scope appreciates a good close call, so he wants to get in there and take a look at it as well.
If he can throw one more, we will have our first unicorn of the postseason.
And talk about a magical start for Eric if he can accomplish that.
And I think he just did.
I think he did with another close throw.
Bullseye Eric Format.
And you can see Matt just
Matt
with
Bradshaw can't believe it.
can't believe it, starting off with 4 or 3 fours and creating a 6-point deficit against the Scope here.
Yeah, in what feels like the blink of an eye, Eric the Scope Shizzle has an 18-12 lead.
Well, and as it's important for every player, they have to maintain, that pressure. Keep putting that pressure on your opponent no matter who it is.
For Eric.
But you can't, no lead is safe with the Magic Man.
Bullseye Matt.
And just like that, the Magic Man gets the magic going.
All right, so this
His
is your
first
fifth
bullseye
throw.
of the
Matt,
day.
you're at 18. Eric, you're at
Eric the
22.
Scope misses with a 4. So Bradshaw gets within 4.
Yeah, nice job of Matt to regain his focus after those 3 fours. And he just has to continue that same throwing motion that produced a 6.
You hear the crowd getting going. They're trying to get behind Eric Shizzle and help him take down a giant.
It's a very important matchup. The loser of this game will go down to the B bracket and face Brandon Feenstra, who's been throwing real well.
Yeah, Feenstra put up a 49 in his last round. That's awfully close for the Magic Man.
Yeah, they're going to take another look at this here.
He could sure use a bullseye here.
Yeah, Casey, look at it too. I just think it looks like it's out right there. Hey, Casey.
They're going to bring in Casey Laser Wolf 9s to get some laser focus on this one.
And again, with the matches becoming so much more important as we continue to go on in this tournament, each point is so crucial.
Okay. 5, Matt.
So it's a 5 for Bradshaw. And it's a 5 for Eric Shizzle. After the first half of this one, Eric Shizzle, the 5 seed, has a 4-point lead over the tournament's top seed, Matt Bradshaw.
Yeah, Matt's starting to turn it around after that rough start. It's really important to keep that aggressive mentality going. You can hear the hush of the crowd, too.
Bullseye Eric Format.
Eric Shizzle is dialed in right now. His 4th bullseye of this match. He's got a 6-point lead.
6-point lead versus the Magic Man. If I would tell Eric after 6 throws he'd be up by 6 points, he'd take that all day long.
Couldn't have asked for a better start here if you're Eric Shizzle. Meanwhile, the Magic Man has to get some late magic going here.
Just another nice throw there by Eric. Just missing a bullseye by
5, Matt.
by the smallest of margins.
So Bradshaw
5,
throws a
Eric.
5, but he can't trade points with Eric Shizzle, who throws a 5 as well. Just 3 throws to go. You got to wonder
Matt,
at what
you're at
point will
32.
Matt
Eric, you're
Bradshaw
at
maybe start
38.
going
This
for a
is your
kill
8th
shot.
throw.
And he's listening to the score right now. He's doing the math in his head. But yeah, again, not being able to capitalize on any mistake because I mean Eric's only thrown 1-4 in this game, so even when Matt throws a 5, Eric just matches him. And we're gonna have to get a ruling that could be a 5 if there's a little bit poking
Eric.
through.
It is a 5 for Eric the Scope Shizzle. As for Bradshaw, it's a 5 for him as well. So it remains a 6-point game. Just 2 throws to go.
So now, yeah, with a 6-point lead.
Matt, you're at 37. Eric, you're at 43. It's a 9th throw.
Looks like the Magic Man might be contemplating going for a
Eric's up
kill
by
shot, doing some quick math in his head. He is going to go for a kill shot.
I thought he was thinking about going for it the previous throw, kind of waiting to see if Eric made a mistake and he could capitalize on it. But this is do or die right now.
This is crucial for Matt Bradshaw. He's going for the kill shot.
We're going to have to get a
Tough to see here from that angle.
better
Bullseye.
look.
He misses the kill shot. Eric throws a bullseye, and that's a
All right,
dagger.
This is your last
That
throw.
is an
Matt, you're at
absolute
37.
dagger.
Eric, you're at 49.
And at this point, if you're Matt, yeah, you might as well go
Kill
for a
shot,
kill shot
Matt.
again. You know you're probably going to need to throw that again another time in this tournament, so might as well work on it.
Certainly good practice to get some of those kill shots in while you're out on the big stage in the postseason. Bradshaw pretty close on that kill shot attempt, but
Bullseye, Eric.
it's just off the mark. And Eric the Scope Shizzle
All right, Matt,
Wow.
ends his
you
round
ended
with
at 37.
back-to-back
Eric, you went at
bullseyes.
55.
Best round we've seen here this postseason. Well, Eric the Scope Shizzle takes down the defending champion 55-37. The Scope moving on in the A bracket. Our defending champion will now be facing elimination in the B bracket.
Yeah, I mean, Eric, I don't think you could throw a better game versus Matt Bradshaw. I mean, putting up a score of 55. I mean, how many sixes? We got 6 sixes here in the match.
6 sixes.
Only 1-4. Just came to play, and you just got to take your hats off to him.
Yeah, we saw Eric Shizzle speaking before this matchup about feeling confident in his chances to win it all and take down Bradshaw, and he backs up the talk right there by walking the walk.
Absolutely.
Let's take a look at the updated A bracket. It's Chris D'Onofrio falling to the 3-seed Casey Laser Wolf Nines. Elsewhere, it's Eric the Scope Shizzle advancing past Matt Bradshaw with a round of 55. So now it's going to be Eric the Scope Shizzle going head-to-head with the 3-seed Casey Laser Wolf Nines. And here in the B bracket, it's going to be Chris D'Onofrio going against Cody Brimmeyer with the season on the line. Elsewhere, it's Matt Bradshaw going up against Brandon Feenstra. More Battle Axe straight ahead. Welcome back to this postseason edition of Battle Axe. I'm Joey Danya, as always, at the Bustin Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque, Iowa, here to bring you today's double elimination postseason tournament. The pool of players is dwindling as we get closer and closer to crowning a Battle Axe champion here in the Winter League of the WATL. Let's take a look at the updated B bracket. It's Matt Bradshaw, the tournament's top overall seed and the defending champion, keeping his season alive with a win over the 8-seed Brandon Feenstra, who had an impressive run here in his postseason debut. Elsewhere, it's the 2-seed Chris D'Onofrio getting set to take on Cody Brimmeyer, and we're going to bring you that matchup right now. Chris the Dagger D'Onofrio going head-to-head with Cody Brimmeyer, where it is win or go home, Bobby.
We are in the do-or-die situation here, so both players feeling the pressure, but throwing well tonight.
Yeah, a couple of newcomers to the league this winter. Both have played so well, but only one can keep the season alive right here.
A nice start there for Chris. Throwing a bullseye, really confident throw.
Yeah, nice rebound for D'Onofrio. Obviously, he wasn't playing quite at the level he would have liked to when he just lost earlier to drop to the B bracket, but he starts off nicely with a bullseye here in the B bracket.
Bullseye, Cody.
And Cody with a nice response, though, to tie this game up.
And the crowd going wild for Cody Brimmeyer. After that bullseye, we're all tied at 10. Just 2 throws in, 8 still to go.
And a close throw there by Chris. I'm going to see if that's a 5 for Chris. Depends on where the bottom of that blade is. So it is a 5 for Chris, but another nice bullseye there for Cody, setting up a chance for a unicorn.
Yeah, and he's got this crowd behind him, a lot of fans here to cheer on Cody Brimmeyer.
Yeah, when you talk to players, it's player to player if they can hear the crowd noise at all, if they're just laser focused and they're just blocking it all out, but it has to have an effect.
Yeah, it's hard to block out this crowd right now. It is deafening here inside the Bustin Axe Throwing Range.
Chris, you're at 19. Cody, you're at 20.
Yeah, so Chris unable to take advantage of Cody throwing a 4 there. So he's got some work to do. It's going to be a close throw there.
Awfully close to a 5 for Brimmeyer. And we'll get a ruling here for D'Onofrio. It's a 5 for him as well. So Brimmeyer clinging to a 1-point lead after the first half of this one.
Yeah, just a nice job of Cody for maintaining his lead. But a 1-point lead's not going to get it done versus the dagger.
Not at all.
That's a nice throw there by Chris, but a nice response there by Cody as well.
5, Cody.
It's a 5 for Cody Brimmeyer, and we're going to get
Chris.
a closer look for D'Onofrio. It's a bullseye for D'Onofrio, his second of the match, and it comes at a crucial time to tie this one up at 30-all.
Yep, just finally able to capitalize. It's not a mistake by Cody throwing a 5, but just able to capitalize on not throwing a bullseye.
The season all comes down to these next 4 throws for D'Onofrio and 9s. It's a 4 for Brimmeyer and a 5 for D'Onofrio. So what a turn of events. Just like that, D'Onofrio has the lead.
Yeah, you can see Cody knew that he just gave up the lead there. It's really important for him to forget that and then focus on those throws that allowed him to have a lead to begin with.
Got to have a very short memory here on Battle Axe.
A couple nice throws by both players.
A bullseye for Brimmeyer and a bullseye for D'Onofrio as well. What a match this is. D'Onofrio up by 1.
D'Onofrio up by 1, but again, Cody just needs to maintain his focus, not worry about the player, worry about the board. And a nice throw. We're going to have to see.
Cody.
Yeah.
It's a 4 for Brimmeyer and a bullseye for D'Onofrio.
We're going to have to get another ruling on that. I think that was a 5.
So they are going to rule that a 5. So it's a 2-point game. 1 throw to go here. Will Brimmeyer go for the kill shot?
It looks like Brimmeyer is going for the kill shot.
He's going to do it, and he needs it. Oh, my goodness, Bobby. That is so close.
It's very close.
Chris, 5.
But it is not on the mark.
Wow. Battle Axe, a game of inches, a game of centimeters, and Cody Brimmeyer comes up just a little short. D'Onofrio gets the win, 51-44. Well, with the season on the line, Chris D'Onofrio rises up to the pressure and puts up a 51 to take down Cody Brimmeyer.
Yeah, Chris with just a couple of 4s there in his first 4 throws, but Cody Brimmeyer with a really good effort as well. Had to go for it there on the 10th throw, going for the kill shot, but a great season for Cody, and Chris moves on.
Yeah, survive in advance, that's the name of the game, and Chris D'Onofrio will live to see another day. As for Cody Brimmeyer, an impressive start here to his Battle Axe career. Let's throw it down to Brimmeyer right now for more on his experiences this season.
It was even the top guys, would have an off night that you could hang with them, so you can't really mess up, and it's anyone's game, really.
Congrats to Cody Brimmeyer on an impressive run and a great season. Here's a look at the updated B bracket. It's going to be Chris D'Onofrio, the 2 seed, going head-to-head with the defending champ, Matt Bradshaw. Let's throw it down to the Magic Man right now for his outlook heading into this one.
The strategy changes tremendously. Now it's not points. Now you're looking mano-a-mano, shot for shot, and you have to be able to come out on top. So your strategy of just throwing bullseyes may be a little different if you're behind. You may have to go for a kill shot to make up some points. So yeah, each shot to shot is definitely important when it comes to tournament time.
Every throw so crucial right now with the season on the line. Matt Bradshaw and Chris D'Onofrio were number 1 and number 2 pretty much throughout the entire season. And now they'll go head-to-head here in the B bracket with the season on the line. D'Onofrio taking on the Magic Man, Bobby.
Yeah, it's kind of shocking that one of these guys is going to go home and not go home with the championship right now.
Yeah, this is one of those matchups you'd expect to see in a championship. Instead, they're facing off in the B bracket with the season on the line, and they're off to a nice start here. A couple of fives from D'Onofrio and Bradshaw.
Yeah, both players fighting for a chance to get back into that A bracket to get into the final matchup. But starting off nicely with a couple of fives.
Absolutely. D'Onofrio looking to take down the defending champ and send him home.
And Matt with a nice throw. Chris, I believe that's a 4.
Chris, 4.
It is a 4 for D'Onofrio. Will it be a bullseye for the Magic Man?
Matt bullseye.
Ooh.
It is a bullseye for Matt Bradshaw. He's got a 2-point lead.
So it's a great start there for Matt, really capitalizing on Chris's 4. So it's important for him to maintain that focus. As you can see him taking a deep breath there, lining up the shot.
Yeah, Matt Bradshaw certainly knows what these moments are like,
Matt 5.
although he's never been facing
Chris 4.
elimination before in the postseason, so this is some uncharted territory for the Magic Man.
Yeah, but doing a nice job of building on the lead there. Uncharacteristic 4s there by Chris. Maybe feeling some of the pressure.
Certainly a lot of pressure here where it's win or go home, and the Magic Man looks for another bullseye.
That's a tricky axe placement there.
Matt 4.
Ooh.
He's pulling up those pants, and the kids
Chris
would say
5.
those pants are fire, Bobby.
Those kids would say
All
the
right, this
pants
is
are
your
fire.
last
Absolutely.
last throw. Chris, you're at 18. Matt, you're at 20.
So Bradshaw with a 4, D'Onofrio with a 5. It's a 2-point lead for the defending champ.
Yeah, nice there by Chris to be able to.
D'Onofrio
some
likes
points.
that throw, and so does the crowd.
Chris bullseye. Matt
It's a bullseye
felt
for
4.
Chris D'Onofrio.
And as quickly as you can have a
All
lead,
right,
it can
guys
be
are tied at
erased.
24, and we'll have you switch sides.
Matt pacing around a little bit, knowing that he cannot make those mistakes versus the dagger.
D'Onofrio with his first bullseye of the match, and just like that, we're all tied up after one half.
Ooh. Looks like a couple of 4s here. I think Chris was right on the line.
4, Matt.
It's a 4 for Bradshaw. He certainly was hoping that
4,
one was a
Chris.
5, but it's a 4 for Chris D'Onofrio as well, so no damage done for either player. They'll trade points on their 6 throws to keep it tied. It's 28 all.
So both players really feeling the pressure, knowing that they're coming down to one of their last throws of the year.
Yeah, any mistake at this point
5, Chris.
could be
5, Matt.
what costs you the season.
So again, another matching points situation here.
Just 3 throws to go. We're all tied at 33. What a finish we have in store.
Yeah, both these players are just so competitive and locked in and have a tremendous amount of focus.
Yeah, Bradshaw and D'Onofrio not missing by much
5,
on
Chris.
that throw. It's
5,
a
Matt.
5 for D'Onofrio, a 5 for Bradshaw.
So
They
here-
just keep trading points
Here
for
we
the
go.
3rd round in a row.
Absolutely, just going back and back. And 38-38 should be an exciting finish.
Yeah, we'll see which one of these incredible players can separate themselves to keep the season alive.
Ooh, and I think we might have our separation you were alluding
5,
to.
Chris. Bullseye, Matt.
It's the Magic Man throwing a
All
bullseye.
right, this is your last throw. Chris, you're
He's
at
got a
43.
1-point
Matt, you're at
lead.
44.
And it all comes down to this.
Yeah, both these competitors, ice in their veins, so Chris needs to put a bullseye. And
What
man,
a throw from D'Onofrio. The dagger
Bullseye, Chris.
throws a bullseye. Is it a bullseye for Bradshaw? If it is, he's moving on.
Matt.
But it's a 5. And we are going to sudden
All right,
death.
so we're tied
49
at 49.
all after 10 throws.
Going in the
It's going to
sudden
take an
death.
11th throw to decide a victor in this one.
well, there's no more appropriate ending to this matchup here than going for the kill shot. So who's got it in him?
One throw with the season on the line. What a throw from Chris D'Onofrio.
Nailed
Looks
it.
like he nails the kill shot, and Chris D'Onofrio takes down the defending champion.
Wow. What just an incredible throw there by Chris. I mean,
Ice in his veins, D'Onofrio takes down Bradshaw in sudden death.
these two competitors,
Matt.
they spent so much time with each other over the last few weeks. So great moment there.
Yeah, a very warm embrace there. So much respect for one another between D'Onofrio and Bradshaw. And it is D'Onofrio winning a thriller in sudden death. What a shot there by D'Onofrio to nail the kill shot.
Yeah, and the dagger to end the game there. Just a nice, confident throw at the kill shot and hit it flush. But give credit to Matt, obviously defending champion, one of the best in the league, and sad to see him go.
Yeah, nothing to hang his head on though. Certainly going back to back, just so hard, and Bradshaw comes up just a little short. Much more Battle Axe still to come. Welcome back to this postseason edition of Battle Axe. I'm Joey Danya at the Bustin Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque, Iowa, where we are just about set to crown a champion any moment now. The field has dwindled down to just 3 players in the quest for a Battle Axe championship here in this Winter League action of the WATL. Let's take a look at the updated A bracket. This is the players who have yet to lose here. Eric the Scope Shizzle, the 5 seed, will now take on Casey Laserwolf Nines, the 3 seed. The other player left in this field is the 2 seed, Chris D'Onofrio. He's awaiting the loser of this matchup in the A bracket. In the B bracket, the winner of this A bracket matchup will advance to the championship. That's a best-of-3 series, and the matchup starts right now. Casey Laserwolf Nines set to go against Eric the Scope Shizzle, who says, get your popcorn ready, Bobby the Blade.
Absolutely. It's popcorn time as we are advancing closer and closer to the finals. Should be a good one.
Absolutely. 2 competitors coming in with identical records of 23 and 8. Eric Shizzle against Casey Nines.
Ooh, so a nice throw there by
Casey
Eric. Looks like a bullseye, and it is a bullseye.
Yeah, these are 2 players who made very deep runs last postseason as well. Nines, of course, finishing runner-up. He's just 1 win away from his 2nd straight trip to the championship series.
And a nice throw there by Laser Wolf.
Yeah, they, of course, call him Laser Wolf because he calls his
bullseye, Eric
axe
5.
the Butcher.
The Butcher. And the Butcher landed the bullseye there, erasing Eric's 2-point lead, now just a 1-point lead for the Scope.
Both of these players performing at
Casey
very
5.
high levels this postseason, and that's needless to be said because
Eric
every
4.
player left is just playing at such a high level right now.
Yeah, Eric was coming into this game with one of the best matches we've seen him throw, but give credit to Casey Nines here, quickly erasing Eric's early lead, capitalizing on Eric's 4 that he threw.
5 Casey. 4 Eric.
It is a 4 for Eric Shizzle, so Casey Nines takes the lead,
This is your,
20 to
5th
19.
throw. Eric, you're at 19. Casey, you're at 20.
Yeah, Casey with a really nice showing here, and Eric just finding those 4s a little bit more than we saw him in his last matchup.
Casey 5.
Nice throw from Casey
Eric
Nines
5.
and a nice throw from Eric Shizzle as well.
We'll have you switch sides.
So a tight matchup here going into the turn.
Casey Nines leading by 1. They'll switch sides, get set for the second half. Now, just to reiterate, the loser of this match is not
Bullseye
done.
Casey
They'll drop
for
down to
Eric.
the B bracket to take on Chris D'Onofrio in a matchup that will determine who goes to the postseason championship to face the winner of this one.
Yeah, Casey with just a great bullseye there, and just another nice throw. Really putting all the pressure here on Eric.
Eric 5.
It's a 5 for Shizzle
Casey
and a
5.
5 for Nines. 3-point lead for Casey Laserwolf Nines. Eric the Scope Shizzle with some work to do, which is 3 throws to go.
Yeah, Casey maybe smelling the finals for the 2nd straight year. So
Can you smell what the Butcher is cooking, Bobby?
exactly.
Eric 5. Casey 5.
Again, Casey is more than happy to just match points with Eric, not making any mistakes, and hard for Eric to capitalize.
2 throws to go. Will Eric Shizzle go for a kill shot at some point? He's been known to do it before. He's not going to do it right here. Instead, he's just going to throw a
Bullseye, Eric.
bullseye.
So again, not a mistake from Casey throwing a 5, but Eric just with a great, perfect bullseye there. And now we might be in kill shot territory.
All right, this is your final throw. Eric, you're at 44. Casey, you're at 46.
2-point lead for Casey Nines. The big question, will Eric Schizzle go for a kill shot? He will.
So the game all in Casey's hands here. If he can hit a bullseye. Oh, and he's off the mark there. So
Eric the Scope Schizzle lands the kill shot for the win.
The Scope living up to his name,
So Casey,
coming
you ended
in
with
when
50.
it comes to
Eric, you
clutch
won
time.
with 52 points.
What a matchup and what a finish here as Eric the Scope Schizzle delivers one of the biggest shots of his life to send himself to a championship series, Bobby.
Yeah, this matchup was just back and forth the entire way. Eric had a great start with the 6 there, but give credit to Casey. He eliminated that lead and then built his own, but Eric with the guts to go for the kill shot in the 10th throw, and all glory, it paid off.
Absolutely. As for Casey Nines, his season isn't over. He's going down to the B bracket to face Chris D'Onofrio, who's been working his way back in the B bracket to try and get to the championship series.
I think it's going to be pretty much the same thing that I've been doing all through league. Just focusing on my lane, not worrying about what the other person does, because that can get in your head, you know. So just focusing on what I'm throwing and my lane and hit bullseyes.
Hitting bullseyes, certainly a good strategy, Bobby, as we get set for our final matchup here in the B bracket to set the final competitor in the championship series. Casey Laser Wolf Nines going head-to-head with Chris the Dagger D'Onofrio. The winner of this moves on to the championship series to take on Eric Schizzle. The loser is going home.
Yeah, both players have just had a tremendous tournament. Really give credit to Chris to work his way back all the way to this point.
Yeah, these are the matchups where it's unfortunate that somebody has to go home, but we've got to crown a champion.
Yeah, Chris has already taken down a juggernaut in this league, and can he defeat Casey Nines to go back to the finals?
Poor Casey.
Yeah, and D'Onofrio certainly has gotten some experience now of what it's like to
Bullseye, Chris.
to face elimination. He's been able to thrive under the pressure. We'll see if he can do it one more time here to earn himself a spot in the championship against Eric Schizzle.
Casey with 2 consecutive 4s. We haven't seen that a lot of him leading up into this tournament, and it might be a 3rd consecutive 4.
And it's a very good throw for D'Onofrio. It's a bullseye. Nines has to hope it's a 5, but it's a 4.
Casey.
So Chris D'Onofrio quickly building a 4-point lead. Casey Nines not playing at the level we'd expect him to right now. He seems to be a little rattled.
Right, that first loss might be affecting him a little bit.
For Casey.
And it would be hard to imagine a loss
Not
like
Chris.
that, losing on a kill shot on the final throw, wouldn't affect you
All
to
right,
some
this is
degree.
your
Right.
5th throw.
Hard
Casey,
to
you're at
flush
16.
a match like
Chris,
that
you're
in
at
a
22.
hurry.
Yeah, we haven't seen Casey throw many 4s in this tournament, but 4 consecutive 4s, and yeah, he's just off the mark here.
Yeah, and then after losing a match
Casey
like that, to
4,
have to go
Chris
right back
5.
out there and play again with elimination on the line,
Right.
it's got to be a lot for the mind to comprehend.
Yeah, and
Honey,
it's just a
switch
great
sides.
job, though, by Chris to keep capitalizing on Casey's mistakes, you know. No lead is too safe, as we just saw in our previous matchup.
Now, D'Onofrio taking full advantage of the miscues
Bullseye,
from
Chris,
Casey
for
Nines.
Casey.
He's been a model of consistency thus far, nothing but 5s and 6s. He's got a commanding 8-point lead with just 4 throws to go.
And Casey's just got to get those 4s off the board if he wants to stand a chance at coming back in this thing. That's a great way to do it, though.
Looks like a bullseye for Casey Nines.
5, Chris. Bullseye,
So
Casey.
it is a bullseye. Nines with his first bullseye of the match. He gains a point. It's a 7-point lead for D'Onofrio. At some point, you'd assume Nines will have to start going for the kill shot.
Yeah, we know Casey doesn't like to go for kill shots very much, just not part of his game.
Bullseye, Chris. 5, Casey.
So he might be waiting for Chris to make a mistake, but the way Chris is playing, he's not going to make any mistakes.
Absolutely not. D'Onofrio with another bullseye. He extends his lead to 8. Casey Nines not going for the kill shot. And And Chris D'Onofrio,
Bullseye, Chris.
the dagger, with an early dagger right there on his 9th
5
throw. It's
Casey.
another bullseye, and
All
it
right,
is a
this is
dagger.
0.
That makes it a 9-point game. Chris
Your last
D'Onofrio has
throw.
clinched the
Casey, you're at
victory.
40. Chris, you're at 50.
Yeah, we thought maybe that Casey was smelling the finals, but I think Chris has had it in his sights.
What an impressive round here from Chris D'Onofrio, and he closes it out with a nice throw right
4,
there. It
Casey.
might be a 5. We'll have to wait for a
4, Chris.
ruling. It's a 4, but it's a win for Chris D'Onofrio. That's all that matters. He's moving on to the championship series.
So Casey ended at
53-44,
44,
the
Chris won
final
at
score.
54.
Well, what an impressive model of consistency Chris D'Onofrio was in this one to earn himself a spot in the championship.
Yeah, Chris with the eye of the tiger wasn't going to take any throw off there, and just a really impressive round there to head into the finals and face Eric the Scope.
Yeah, outside of that 4 on his final throw, nothing but 5s and bullseyes for Chris D'Onofrio. Meanwhile, another strong finish to this league for Casey Laser Wolf 9s. He'll bring home the bronze medal.
Absolutely. Those 4s in his first 6 throws, just really too much to overcome when you're facing the dagger.
We are all set to go here for our championship matchup straight ahead on MC22. Welcome back to Postseason Battle Axe, where we are just about to crown a champion here at the Bustin Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque, Iowa. I'm Joey Danya, bringing you all of this postseason action and our championship series, which is set to begin any moment now. It'll be a best-of-3 championship series. All the records are thrown out the window at this point. We start fresh, best of 3, to crown a champion between Eric the Scope Shizzle and Chris the Dagger D'Onofrio. This is a matchup that we are looking forward to with great anticipation. Eric Shizzle taking on Chris D'Onofrio. This is one of those matchups that the fans pay good
All
money
right,
to see,
touch sticks,
Bobby.
you can
It's one of the
begin.
perks of our job. We get to watch it for free.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't tell our bosses, but I would do this for free.
A couple nice throws to start off the game here.
5, Eric. 5,
So the
Chris.
championship series is underway. This game 1 of a best-of-3 series between Eric Shizzle and Chris D'Onofrio.
Yeah, both players throwing really well. We just saw Chris just with a great game versus Casey 9s. Really throwing the axe well, very little mistakes.
Yeah, D'Onofrio coming off a round
Bullseye,
of
Eric.
54 to take down Casey
5,
9s
Chris.
to earn himself a spot here in the championship.
But Eric with a nice bullseye. We've seen Eric get off to really nice starts in games and really consistent throwing all throughout the tournament. So expect a high-scoring matchup in this one.
Yeah, you would certainly expect both of these players to be in the 50s here in
5,
this
Eric.
championship series.
Yeah, in the
5,
last
Chris.
matchup, we saw Chris only throw 1-4 on his last throw. So high scores in both lanes here.
Yeah, high scores and few mistakes, if any. That's what we expect here in our championship, and it's what we're getting thus far. It's a 1-point game.
And as we've seen before, those 1-point leads, that can just seem like a mountain to climb for your opponent when you're throwing this well.
5, Chris. 5, Eric.
Couple of 5s from Shizzle and D'Onofrio. Eric
All
the
right, this is
Scope
your
with a
fifth throw. Chris, you're at
21-20
20,
lead
Eric,
after
you're at
4
21.
throws.
And the other thing we've seen, too, with both these competitors, and we know with a close lead or a close game, these guys are very aggressive with the kill shots as well and have proven they can hit it.
Yeah, and they've proven they
Chris
can deliver
Bullseye.
in the biggest of moments. Of course, it was Eric Shizzle
Eric Bullseye.
hitting a kill shot to come back and send himself here to the championship.
Absolutely, just
5
matching
6
points
sides.
with the 3rd, 4th, and 5th throw before they change lanes.
These guys are playing at a championship level here in Game 1 of the championship series.
And Chris with the nod there, looks like he hit a bullseye.
5, Eric.
It's
Bullseye,
a
Chris.
second consecutive bullseye for Chris D'Onofrio. That ties it at 32. D'Onofrio now with a chance at a unicorn. 3 straight bullseyes.
Yeah, in a really good groove here.
It's awfully close to being a unicorn. Looks like it's a little off the mark, though, for D'Onofrio.
You had that blade leaning to the left a little bit.
4,
Ooh, a
Chris.
surprising
Bullseye, Eric.
4 there. So the bottom half of that blade was not sticking through into the 5 ring. So a big advantage here for Eric the Scope.
Yeah, he throws a bullseye to take a 2-point lead with just 3 throws to go.
And like we said, neither player makes a lot of mistakes, so a 4 is deemed as a mistake when you're this elite of player.
Eric bullseye.
And D'Onofrio answers nicely with a bullseye of his own, but Eric throws another bullseye. That's 2 in a row and 3 in his last 4 throws. He's got a chance at a unicorn right here.
Yeah, Eric doing a really great job of not letting Chris come back in this thing.
Eric, the scope is
5
dialed
Chris.
in.
And that looks like a bullseye to me.
Bullseye, Eric.
It is a bullseye for Eric the Scope Shizzle,
All right,
and it's a
this is your
unicorn.
last
How
throw.
about that?
Chris, you're
A
on 47.
unicorn
Eric, you're on
in the
50.
championship series for Eric
Kill
Shizzle
shot, Chris.
as he takes a 3-point lead heading into the final shot. Chris D'Onofrio not going to go for the kill
No,
shot.
he is going.
Or will
He's going. He's going for the kill shot, and it looks like he hit it.
And it looks like he hit it.
We had to get a little ruling on that, but yeah, he decided the last minute to go for it.
Good kill shot.
Nothing but respect from Eric Shizzle to Chris
5,
D'Onofrio.
So
It's a
that's
5
tied.
for Shizzle, and we're going to sudden death here in the championship series.
You guys
Wow,
are
just
tied
what an
up
incredible
55.
throw there by Chris. Really having the guts to go for that kill shot, knowing that if you're not going to hit it, you're not going to win this game, but now we're in sudden death.
It all comes down to this in Game 1 of the championship series. Chris D'Onofrio just hit a kill shot to force sudden death, but he comes up short here. And Eric the Scope
Eric.
gives the scope to the dagger. Eric Shizzle wins it in sudden death to take Game 1.
Yeah, Eric with a great throw there in the sudden death to come out with the victory and go 1-0 over Chris D'Onofrio, but really give credit to Chris, man. Going for that kill shot on the 10th throw, really showing a lot of guts and sending this thing to sudden death.
Yeah, we knew that scores were going to be high. Indeed, they were 55 all. An incredible kill shot from D'Onofrio to force the sudden death, but it's Eric the Scope getting closer to that kill shot in sudden death to take a 1-0 lead. So we are all set to go now for Game 2 of this best of 3. Eric the Scope Shizzle looking to put it away. Chris D'Onofrio facing elimination, looking to force a Game 3.
Chris has been in this familiar situation already
Touch
a couple
tips and
times in this
begin.
tournament, and he's responded well, so let's see how he does it a third time.
Yeah, Chris D'Onofrio, a guy that has been thriving under the pressure of elimination. Can he do it again to force a third and decisive Game
4,
3
Eric.
in this
5,
championship
Chris.
series?
Eric actually with a lucky throw there to even get a 4. That was pretty close to being a 3, which would have been a devastating start to this second matchup here.
But it's just 1 point lost here for Eric Shizzle as D'Onofrio throws a 5.
Ooh, and a nice rebound there for Eric.
Bullseye, Eric. 5,
And
Chris.
he's just displayed a really good ability to forget bad throws and focus on the good ones, has
He is-
Eric.
Yeah, he's been fantastic this postseason. He hasn't lost yet, and if he can win right here, he'll bring home the championship with an undefeated run in the postseason.
Looks like a 4 there for Eric, but
4,
Chris's
Eric.
is a little trickier.
5, Chris.
So it's a 5 for Chris D'Onofrio. He takes the lead, 15-14.
Yeah, nice start for Chris. He's, again, responding when you're, facing elimination. You heighten that focus, and there's very little room for error.
Nice throw there from Eric the Scope Shizzle.
Bullseye, Eric. 5, Chris.
It's a bullseye for Shizzle, a 5
this
for
is your fifth
D'Onofrio.
throw. You're tied at
We're
20.
tied at 20 after 4 throws.
Yeah, a couple different ways of getting there, but we're all knotted up going into the 5th throw.
Can't imagine the pressure that these two competitors are feeling right now.
Well, you can hear it in the crowd, too. There's a hush. Everyone's waiting
Bullseye, Eric,
for
5,
on
Chris.
every throw.
All right, we'll have
But
you
it
switch
won't be
sides.
long before that crowd erupts as we crown a champion.
Booyah.
They make the turn, so again, another really nice matchup here between these two.
It's a 1-point game here as we get set for the second half. Great throw from there from D'Onofrio.
Bullseye.
And Eric Shizzle
Eric, 5.
throws a 5. So just like that, D'Onofrio ties the game at 31 all. It's going to come down to the final 4 throws. Will Eric Shizzle bring home the championship here in Game 2? Or will Chris D'Onofrio force a Game 3?
Just another nice throw there by Chris.
Eric, 5.
Pretty close. It could be a bullseye,
Chris,
but
5.
yeah, I don't think it was popping through on the right-hand side. So we are still tied up 36 all.
It's going to come down to the final 3 throws. The pressure is building as we get closer and closer to crowning a champ.
Again, another nice throw there. That could be a bullseye. Man, you can see that blade of Chris's
Chris,
is just
5.
a little bit left
Eric
there.
bullseye.
So nice throw there by Eric to take a 1-point lead going into the 9th throw. Too close to be going for kill shots and trying to be that aggressive with it right now.
D'Onofrio didn't miss by much, but in a game like this, every centimeter is crucial, and Eric Shizzle has a 1-point lead.
Chris bullseye.
But Chris D'Onofrio responds with a bullseye of his own.
Eric 5.
As Shizzle just
This is your
misses for a
last throw, and you're
5.
tied at
How about this,
47.
Bobby? We're all tied with one throw to go.
Would you be surprised with any other outcome? I mean, tied going into the 10th throw, trading points on 8th and 9th throw to create a tie here. What a fantastic way to finish this thing.
Eric the Scope Shizzle looking to bring home a championship.
Ooh.
And what a throw there.
We're gonna
it
have
looks
to get a
like
rule.
a bullseye.
Eric bullseye.
It is. So D'Onofrio needs a bullseye to keep the season alive. If it's not, Eric Shizzle is
Chris
the
5.
champion. It's a 5 for D'Onofrio.
So Chris,
Eric
you
the
ended up
Scope
52.
Shizzle
Eric, you won with
is your
53
Battle
points.
Axe champion.
Wow. What a fantastic throw there by Eric at the end. And Chris didn't miss by much.
Good job, you guys.
So much respect between these two elite competitors, and Eric the Scope Shizzle is your champion. He throws a bullseye on the final throw to bring home the title.
I don't think back and forth can describe how much back and forth happened in this match. I mean, each player threw really well. I mean, you can see there was 2 4s thrown by Eric in the first couple throws there, but man, just an incredible game.
Yeah, and really incredible that despite throwing a couple of 4s, Eric Shizzle was still able to respond and come out on top. What a finish from the Scope.
Absolutely, and you know, give credit to Chris coming through. Just a great way to end the season.
Let's throw it down to D'Onofrio right now for more on his thoughts on this experience.
I mean, Eric is just, when he's on point, and it's hard to beat him. And he was on point tonight. I was just a little short on that, unfortunately. But, I mean, throws were good. I didn't throw, I don't think, any 4s during those games at all. So, I mean, it was just best man against best man.
Chris D'Onofrio, nothing but grace and respect for our champion, Eric the Scope Shizzle. Let's throw it down to the champ right now.
It was awesome. I couldn't have been happier. That's all I wanted. I wanted a good game. I wanted nothing but the best from him, and I didn't want to have him lose over a missed kill shot. I wanted him to tie it up. I wanted us to go head to head, and I just want, just a shootout. You know, those are the games that I'm looking for. You know, really tight competition. That's when you know, when the pressure's on and you can throw. Then you know you got what it takes, because you can sit in a lane by yourself all day and say you threw 60 bullseyes in a row or whatever, but you know, when it comes down to it, and it really means something, you know, and you're on camera. I mean, there's no doubt you got to show up. So
that postseason beverage tastes so much sweeter when you come out victorious as the champion. Congrats to our champion, Eric the Scope Shizzle, on a fantastic run and a championship here in this Winter League season of the WATL. For the entire MC22 crew and my partner, Bobby the Blade Bradford, this is Joey Danya signing off from the Bustin Axe Throwing Range on MC22.